Thanks for having me. Great to see all of you friendly faces here, Steve and Eric and Jordan and everybody. So I get to work with a lot of small businesses, and these businesses, they know they have a great product, they're helping people, they're really good at what they do, but they know they should do more marketing, and they don't know what to do or where to start, and they're already working 25 hours a day. So they need help, and that is why I started Kokoro Marketing, my business, which is great. And so my story, my little backstory of that is I spent time selling hardware and software to TV stations, and it was fun, and I helped people, and it was great. But as I was going through the process, things changed. We all know this. And people started making their decisions differently. And so whereas I used to send them a price list or get Steve to print some cool postcard for me, right? Now everybody's looking on the website, and I don't know if they're there or not. So the processes were changing on how people decide things, right? And so I started to change how I did my work. I started to use some automated processes and stuff. And so that's what we're gonna look at today. Today we're gonna make sure that when you walk out of here, you've got maybe one or two things you can put into play today to help your business make some money. And let's just figure out what marketing automation is, for one thing, because what the heck is it, right? So marketing automation to me is all that stuff that we're doing anyway with our people. We're calling them, we're emailing them. So if I need a quote on how to be data compliant, I'm gonna call Eric and he's gonna call me back and send a quote, and we're back and forth and stuff like that. But some of that, can be automated if you want, so that maybe you meet the people and shake hands with them at an event like this, or maybe they hit you up on your website, or you saw them at SPD or something like that, right? Or I'm going to the InfoComm trade show tomorrow, so I'll see some people there. And so in addition to what we do best, have relationships with people and talk to them, we can have like these automated things, right? And so on this drawing here, it's my silly little sales funnel, if you will, we can see on the bottom, that's our goal. We want people to be happy and buy something from us, right? And right before they buy, what do? Like in some cases, they might download a piece of software, or maybe they have an appointment with you. Maybe they come to your office. And before that, what do they need to know about before they're a good prospect? Do they need to understand digital printing? Do they need to know about law? Do they need to know, maybe they need to come to your store and try something on, right? And then there's the top of the funnel. How do they first find out about us and stuff? So that's my like super simple sales funnel. And we do that in person all day long. And how can you automate that? So just as an example, take out your phone, really, take out your phone, and text the word jumpstart to this number, 760. This is just to my app, and I'm gonna send you a little file. I will also, by the way, send you the slides from today's presentation too, so you don't have to take notes today. You can just be really, really present, maybe write down 1, 2, 3 things. So it's 760-405-8007 Jumpstart. And this is just a little sample of what marketing automation can be. There's tons of kinds, but I thought this was sort of fun. So it sends you my V card. So how many of us are like, oh, here's my business card, which is awesome. I still do that. I get my cards printed. I got some printed with Steve a year or so ago. I still hand out a card, but how many people are like, let me shoot you an email with my contact info? Anybody ever do that? Shoot you an email. Okay, so here's another way to do it. That should have sent you my V card, and if you want to, you can throw it out, or you can put it in your phone and keep the contact info, right? So the next thing it asks you what, Jordan? What did it ask you after that?
It asked me my email address.
Okay, so now I've taken your email address into my database, and I'm standing here not doing anything other than getting to hang out with you lovely folk. But my database has now your info. You can opt out at any time if you're tired of hearing from us. But you should now also get a link with a checklist that's super popular that people really like, that's up on our website. And then I'll send you also, if you check your email in a minute or two, you'll see a video where I'm like, hey, here's some info on how to write really good email. What used to take you all morning to write, here's how to do it in 10 minutes. So I'm giving you a ton of value. Yeah, so that's one style of marketing automation. And then another one, you can do this later if you want to. If you hit my website, you'll see a little pop-up that says, hey, get my LinkedIn checklist, get your own. So we have a lot of people asking how to use social media for their business. And so that's another style of automation. So who on their website has some kind of sign-up form or anything like that? Yes. Awesome. What's yours? Is it Bert? What is? Okay, and so what kind of, is it a sign up for a newsletter or checklist, or what do you have?
That's a good question.
That's okay, that's okay. All right, so it's some kind of way that someone could maybe ask for an appointment or something? Nice, nice. Okay, who else?
One of them is sign up for a demo.
Sign up for a demo, so that's the ultimate call to action, right? That's the thing they maybe do before they buy. Nice, that's perfect. Steve?
We have an online ordering store where you can go on and order printing.
Yeah,
And I think we have a couple other things as well.
nice.
But that's something they're always striving to improve in
Good.
interactive web.
Good.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. Because we want people to call us. A lot of times they're maybe shopping or educating themselves at 2 a.m. or maybe they don't feel like calling yet. So we want to have that super easy way for them to interact, right? Okay. So if you want to see that, check out my website. You can see another style of marketing automation. So I was wondering, can I share maybe an example of a company, small company, and just some of the things they're using with their marketing automation and show the actual tactics and stuff? Would that be useful?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and as I go, if you have questions, I will repeat them back, and then we'll be sure everybody can hear. Yay! So I work with this company in the UK, and the guy who owns it, his name's MC, and he's had this great business for like 5 years, and people really like him. He's super smart. He does all this great software for TV stations, so he's well known. Like his software gets used at Sky and Fox and CNN and everything. So, but he'd been in business about 5 years, and he was thinking, hey, I need another way to get some more customers and how to get well known. I'm going to these trade shows and spending a ton of money at the shows. What else can we do to reach people? Cindy, you just started your own company. I've known you for a while. What are you doing? And so we started to put into place some of these cool systems, and it's really helped him. So in his case, he's got a software demo that he can give to people. So Bert, like you said, you have a software demo. This guy does as well. And I have this sheet for you that I'm going to pass out, or if I can maybe sort of pass them. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Eric. And so, I better keep one, just because. And we're going to use this side of it today if you want to. And this side, it's just our little journey. And it's almost our sales funnel turned on the side. And if you wanted to download it, I have it on my website. It's not an opt-in. It takes you right to the PDF. So if you want it, you can have it. And we're really talking about how do people find you? Once they find you, what are you offering to them? And how easy are you making it for them? And then the piece that a lot of people, I don't know, could spend more time on is we all know once you have a customer that it's so much easier to keep working with that person. And so the wow piece of it. So attracting them, how do they find you? Selling, like what are you offering and what value are you giving? And then ultimately, do they want to start working with you? And then wowing them. Once you're working with someone, how can you keep them coming back for more and stuff and keep them excited? So we're especially going to look at the first two. And I'll talk about MCs, and you guys can fill in under the green, primarily do the green part. You can fill in for yourself. How do people find out about you and stuff? All right. So in MC's case, he's got this great software. He's got some really important people using it, but he doesn't have very many people right now. Or he does, but he wants more, right? And so what can we offer? So I start talking to him. And if we remember that sales funnel, well, what do people need to learn about before they're a good prospect for you? Well, they need to know about loudness compliance. So in his case, you know when you watch TV, If anybody has a TV in the room, I don't know, but if you do, sometimes you go from the show to commercial and the commercial's like crushingly loud, yet you're like, yeah. And so that's really not legal in most countries, and so his software does that. So I'm like, well, what do people need to know about? They need to know about this technology. Okay, well, what do you do? Well, I talk to him on the phone, I explain it to him. Okay, let's put that into something somebody can read a little bit more about. And I went hunting around on their website and I found a white paper, and we just took the existing stuff and turned it into a little fact book. And then we start telling everybody about it. So first we told the people we know, we emailed them, and that's what we're seeing here. Hey, people we know, would you like to know about loudness? If so, download this book. So tell the people you know. If the people you know like it, then you can reach out to people you don't know. So now you can reach out to people you don't know on LinkedIn, on Facebook, at SPD, on the back of your business card. You can have a little opt-in. I do that on my card. I have a little, go to this URL and get this thing to learn about what we're doing and how I can help you. So you can start telling people about those things automatically, right? We'll look at, if you want to, we can look at some software that I use to make that all happen as well. So that's the first piece. And then on the website, so if you go to their website, this is a web form. I'll give you guys these slides too. If you text into that number, I'll send them to you. This is just like, hey, sign up here and we'll send this to you. And it will happen automatically, just like we did on the text here. In this case, it happens on email, right? Is it making sense? Is this like super easy, like I already know this, or is it helpful? Not making sense?
I'm a techno idiot, so it's all over my head.
Well, but the part about giving value so that people know, like, and trust
I
you,
understand, yeah.
right? We're just doing what, I mean, I think marketing is just sales, but written down. So like when I talked with MC, like, well, what do you talk with your people about? Well, I talk with them about this. Okay, let's write that down. Like literally, so it's stuff I bet you're doing. What's your business, Janet?
I'm a writer,
Yeah,
and most of my books involve kids with special needs.
and so how does your product get sold?
Hardly has it all.
Okay,
That's why I need to know how to do this.
so it's a cool product, and more people need to know about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So do you use Create Space on Amazon or something like that, or how do you publish your?
No, there was a publisher who does, it's sort of a hybrid publisher.
Yeah,
Well, they don't give me an advance, and I had to pay a setup fee, but they give me royalties.
got it.
And they do some marketing, but not much,
Okay, so you're looking at more marketing.
yeah.
And so if you look on your sheet, let's look at the very left, and who's your perfect customer? So for the guy I'm working with, his perfect customer was an engineer at a TV station. But for your perfect customer, is it a parent of a special needs child?
Parents or teachers.
Parents or teachers. So I mean, so all your marketing's gonna go with that. Who's the most important person to send your marketing to, right? And so we think about what is their problem and how to put that down. And that's what we're seeing here. Like, why is this important? So we really want to speak to, in marketing, we talk about what's in it for me. So when the person, not me, but the person reading it, like what is in it for them that's going to help them? And so in that case, like what would it solve for them? Help them know how to interact with their child better, or
Yeah, and help people accept kids with special needs.
help people accept?
You know, help other kids accept people with special needs.
Mm-hmm.
And learn how to be friends with them and stuff.
Yeah. So your marketing might say, when your special needs kid comes home and says she has no friends, what do you do? Man, if I have a child like that, I'm interested, right?
Yeah, and the books aren't just about the kids. I mean, they're, like one of them is all about the kids get separated from their class on a field trip and use all the safety rules that they've learned. And so that would appeal to other classrooms about safety rules.
So here's your headline. Guess what happened when Joey, because I feel so connected to Joey as one person, not 50 people. Guess what happened when Joey got separated from his class at the museum? Joey's special needs, and you might put that in parentheses, like, oh, wow, if I have a special needs kid, I'm hooked. So if you can do that in your promotion, you're going to get people, get the first chapter of my book for free or something like that, right? Yeah. I like it. So here's a little example of some software, and I can actually flip over to the software if you guys want to see it. Lots of tools do this. The one I like is Infusionsoft. That's the one I sell and set up and work with, but other tools out there do it. It's really what you do with it that matters. And so we just saw that click to the white paper, but that could be get my first chapter of my book or download a free demo, like in your case, Bert. And then you're automatically, like we did on the phone, going to get some emails and stuff. And then we want to know, what do you want them to do next? Do you want them to talk to you or go to Amazon or whatever? And so we're going to drive them to that next step in the process and then send some follow-up after that. So those are all things that we do normally in our sales life, right? And so this is putting it in place. You still can call them and do all the things you're doing. This is just helping, because when you go out of town or you get too many things to do, I don't know about you, but me, I'll maybe miss a call. I won't call someone back when I should. What about the person who's interested and says, I have money 6 months from now? Well, it's nice if you're staying in touch with them. I might not remember to call them in 6 months, even if I put a note on my Google Calendar, I might forget. So this is a way to kind of keep in touch automatically. Making sense so far? Anybody, do you use something like this already? Yeah. John?
We use different customers with that, like HubSpot.
Totally, HubSpot. Yeah. Yeah. And I think we have a couple MailChimp users in the room, I know. Yeah, so HubSpot, MailChimp, Infusionsoft, Marketo, there's a whole range of tools, and they do different things. They're not all exactly the same, but it's really what you need to get done and make the tool go to work. So to recap, then we're talking about where someone is, how qualified they are, and where they are in the buyer's journey, if you want to talk marketing speak, right? So are they early on in the buyer's journey? Are they just finding out about you? They don't have $2,500, but in their dreams they'd like to be a yoga teacher. Or are they like, hey, I'm ready to go. I just, I'm on sabbatical for 6 months and I got a bunch of coin and I want to become a yoga teacher. They're obviously super close to purchasing. And so some type of automation can help your staff or you know, hey, where's that person at? If they're clicking on a lot of stuff, or maybe you set up an email to where they click and say, yes, I want to do this in the next 2 months, versus I'm just looking right now. And then that will tell your sales staff, okay, I should probably call them right now, that kind of thing. So I did a trade show. I've got someone at a trade show this week right now in Vegas. And they said, we're not getting enough signups for our booth. What can we do? And I said, hey, let me send out a quick email that just says, hey, are you going to be at the show? Click yes, click no. Boom, we had like 93 responses in the first 15 minutes. I'm like, you have 93 people you know who are going, get on the phone and start calling them, right? And so that helps their efforts, right? They know who to call. Because if someone's going to go to the show, well, they have money to go to a show and spend, right? So instead of the 10,000 people in their database, that tiny click gave their salespeople direction on how to spend their valuable time. Yeah, Janet.
How do you get people to sign up for an email list without being blocked for spam when you're asking them to sign up?
Yeah. So if you're asking them to sign up, you might ask them with your business card. You might ask them on social media. The next time you do a book reading, you do exactly what I just did. Hey, and for those of you who want the first chapter of my book for free, text free to da-da-da. Now they just signed up, right? And you're being clear with them. Like, hey, I'm going to send you some emails. Like, we're not being secretive. We're telling them, right? So it's clear. But just like that. And so by offering value, you can do that. And then the piece about spam, is that around email deliverability? Are you wondering about that?
Well, yeah, I was thinking of signing up for a newsletter,
Mm-hmm.
Through one of the different things that they do those. And once you're on there, then it's not spam if it goes out to the people. But I'm wondering how to get the people to sign up to be on the newsletter
Right.
without being spam, to ask them all.
To ask them. So different ways to ask are, I would say, speaking engagements, social media, friends. You can do targeting on social media.
And a form on your website.
Form. Exactly so.
It just lives on every page, a really simple form.
if you send a personal email to 25 people you know, I mean, that's where I'd start. Hey, I'm writing this book. This is like your family members, maybe. I want to tell you about it, and if you're interested in signing up, go here, click. If you have a friend, tell them about it. I mean, as long as we're clear and not spammy, it's totally fine to tell people about stuff. Yeah. Yeah, start small and then grow your
Start out,
marketing.
send one email to 25 people at the same time.
It depends on the system you're using. If they've opted in, it's cool. If you're just like pulling names out of the phone book or something like that, you know,
It's
it wouldn't
how to
be.
get them to opt in that I'm concerned about.
So give them something of value, like the first chapter of your book, in exchange for their email address. So it's an exchange. Yeah, I mean that's how I would approach it anyway. Anybody else have good luck with that or comments about it? Okay. Let's see. I'm going to show you, I talked to MC yesterday and I said, hey, I'm going to see these local awesome peeps. Can I just show them what we're doing with your stuff? He's like, yeah. So I'll just jump to his software app. And so can anybody see? Nothing? Can't see anything? I will zoom in. Let me get this baby zoomed a little bit. All right, so Janet, to your point, we offered this little bit of info about this technology, could be the first chapter of your book, and right now we've had 300 people sign up for it. That's cool. If 10% of those buy, that's great, right? And if the other 90% stay interested and want to become customers later, right on. Yeah. And so we can see some of the people who recently have done something. And this lead score, so Jordan, to your point, we've got this software set up to say, hey, if these people are clicking, so you set up your own rubric. If they click one time in an email, we give them 1 point, just for example. You can do it how you want. And HubSpot has a similar thing. So if they watch a video, we give them 5 points. If they fill out a form saying they want me to call them, we give them 50 points, or whatever the rubric is that you want to set up. And then your salespeople, or you, because a lot of people who use this type of tool are a one-person business, then they go, oh, I need to call these people. They're really interested, right?
This dashboard from where now?
So this is Infusionsoft, which is the software I sell and love. And again, there's other tools out there, but this is the one that I spend my days in. So in all the marketing, there's like two types of things happening in my mind. And Dan, we were talking about the message on your side, but then there's the container or the sort of tactic, if you will. So we have two things, at least in our company at Kokoro, that we end up doing with people, figuring out what to say and how to say it, and then actually implementing it and putting it into place using a tool or tactic. Jordan, you wanted to add?
Yeah, just because I'm not sure of, like, I was a teacher for a while, and I sense that there are some people who are relatively at the beginning of their marketing journey here, and some of this may be slightly overwhelming. I know the first time I actually implemented HubSpot for my company and did lead scoring and all that stuff, I was like, holy shit.
Totally.
So I want to say, like, before you get too deep into this, one thing I don't know the answer to is, are there any free marketing automation tools? Because I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you need a tool
to do it. You can do all this manually, as we said. Like you could sit there and watch in your email and go, these 10 people asked me for this. So you can do everything from manual to, like Infusionsoft right now, I think, I checked this morning, this is like any software company, they're like, today and tomorrow, $60 a month or something like that. So it's running like that. And then, yeah, go for it.
Unless I'm wrong, somebody needs to check it, but I think Zoho offers a free version, which is for beginners, and they can just
Yes.
do email marketing basics. I don't think it goes into much advanced stuff, but you
Yeah.
get started, I think there's a free Zoho.
What is that one called?
Zoho,
Zoho.
Zoho, MailChimp,
Does the same.
Constant Contact. And in my mind, they're not, this is just me, they're not so much automation like, if the person watches the video, then I send them this. If they don't watch the video, I send them this other thing. But it will do, and you guys would know because you probably, I'm sure you use it more than I do. I think it'll send like a series of things out. If they sign up for this list, it'll send a series, but it doesn't have that if-then logic built in and stuff, as far as I know.
Which is advanced-ish.
Ish, yeah.
So
Yeah.
some of these other things
Yeah.
would be a good place to start. And then also, how many of you guys are using sort of like all-in-one tools to build your websites, like Squarespace or Wix or, no? Are you guys also building custom websites? Tell me that's not true.
WordPress. I mean, I do WordPress.
Yeah.
Yeah, our company
Use
uses WordPress.
WordPress, yeah.
So, I use Wix for some of my clients, and I'm not aware if they have any automation, but at the very least,
Yeah, I don't know.
you can put forms on your website.
You could.
With them.
Forms.
And then, they will collect those email addresses that you get, and then, you're kind of on your own to do the emailing manually if you're not using one of these marketing automation tools. But at the very least then, I mean, that to me
Totally.
is like the first step in this journey.
Put a form on your website.
Yes,
Agree.
put a form on your website. I have friends who I do, I'll offer like free consulting to, and my dear friend who's starting this new business is like a life coach.
Yeah.
Sent me her website. It was totally beautiful. It had 0 calls to action. I was like, what do you
Crying,
hope
crying.
people are gonna do? And how are you gonna collect their information so that you can follow up with them and schedule something,
Right.
It was like, it didn't even occur to her that,
It was just a brochure.
yeah, exactly. It was like there was no next step for anybody to
Totally.
take, and no way that she would ever be able to contact the people who landed on her website. So that is like, before you think like you're sort of like, this is above me and I can't do it, it's like
Start with a form, yeah. If nothing else, like even you can have a link on your website that says, and for an appointment, email me here. Like if not, I mean, like that's still really, but you want.
basic, but you have to be thinking about what value you are offering
Mm-hmm.
and what you would like in exchange,
It's true. When someone looks at your website or reads your email, what are you hoping they do next?
right.
What would you want them to do? Like for me, I want them to phone me and talk with me or one of my team about what we can do on their marketing. But on my website, I'll also have a lesser barrier to entry. If you don't want to talk to me though, like you feel it's not quite ready, watch this little video series for free and stuff. And so you can have 2 calls to action. The ultimate one, call me or buy or whatever it is, or hey, just lower barrier to entry, just watch this video, download this checklist, something easy. So if you can't have 2, I might be making it more difficult, but at least
but
have
yes.
1 and give them your best stuff. Like so on my site, the LinkedIn checklist, it's literally what we do for clients. Or the how to write emails and set up automation, it's literally what we do for clients. I'm just like, here's what we do. Take it and use it. Like it's totally value because it's right, like it's actually the stuff that we're doing in the agency for people now today. And then if they want to do it, I'm happy. I helped somebody, I feel good about it because I'm still in business and I have other people that say, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. Will you please hire me? So don't hold back and be like, oh, I'm going to give them a little morsel of info. Just go ahead and give your best. That's my feeling anyway. Go ahead, Jeff.
Interface with CRM software.
Yeah, so in this case, this is a CRM built into the automation. It's Together, which for me, I'm a huge fan of Together. I used MailChimp when we were starting the local Girls Who Code Club here because I wanted to try it and it was free and I thought it'd be cool and I'd used Constant Contact before, so I've used those. They are a list, at least in my experience, but I can't go in and see any info like, oh, I should call them and where are they in the sales pipeline and what content did they look at, or remind myself to call them later. So that's where I like the built-in CRM. So this piece, I'll click on somebody's name here and you can see it. Here's one of the contact records. So we can see all that person's info. We can see different tags, which are just like we use to show what happened and what they consumed. And can go down here and see all the activity. So this person downloaded a trial and they filled out a form and they went to a page and didn't download, so we sent them an email saying, hey, you didn't download, or do you need some help? So we can, as a salesperson, even as a one person company, because I actually learned about this software from a local person who's a one-person company, then you can see where to put your time. And so you can see, hey, Jean-Luc opened this email about metadata. It looks like he didn't open this one. Now, the open data is not always accurate, so don't go by that totally. But you can, at least you can sort of see what's happening with this person. Opens are usually, in my experience, understated because, for example, if anybody uses Outlook, just picking Outlook, it often won't load the images in the email that you send out. And a clear single pixel is used to loads in the email and tells the email software, hey, somebody opened this. And so if someone's images aren't loading in their email, it will report unopened even though the person did open it. So you're right, open and click data can be I always feel like opens are understated. Ultimately, we just want people to engage with us and talk with us. So it's a good bit of trend info and stuff. Like if you see no people opening your email, that'd be good to check. Or if you see a lot of people opening, right? But individually, it could vary. That's true. Does that make sense or answer? Yeah, please.
So I have a number of customers that use ACT,
Yeah,
which is horrible.
yeah.
Is Infusionsoft a good replacement for that?
You know, it's a different replacement to ACT. I have actually worked with a couple people that moved from ACT to Infusionsoft, and I have clients who, the salespeople want to use ACT, and the marketing people use Infusionsoft, and that's okay. Like my thing is like, if it's working, if the people are using ACT and like it, awesome. Just go ahead with that. And then if in the future they get excited about moving over, well, awesome, because the marketing people are already using Infusionsoft. And the way we do it is when they get to the point in the sales funnel, in the buyer's journey where they're ready for that demo, we have an email, go to the sales manager that says, hey, so-and-so wants a demo, and now they can put it into ACT or whatever. So my feeling is if someone's using ACT, they aren't integrating their marketing at this point anyway. So anything you do to automate's an improvement and a really good thing for the company. But yeah, if you can integrate it, awesome. But it's sometimes hard to change that tide of people using Rolodexes and ACT and Goldmine. They want to keep using that.
So does your company do ACT migrations to other software?
I have done, yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
So you can switch people using ACT over into this other one and maintain all the data.
So maintaining all the data is the trick because ACT doesn't necessarily want to export every single thing out, and the relationships between the company and the person are slightly different in ACT and, say, a Salesforce as compared to Infusionsoft. It's very contact-centric, where some of those are company-centric. So it just depends on the person. Totally possible to do it. I'd say look at what their goals are and then give it a go.
Yeah, we want.
So here we have that form that we looked at, and then you go in and make the emails, and they're real simple. You just, like you would in MailChimp or any other builder out there. This is actually a little bit older style, but you can go in and then you'd set up that button and put the link, like, hey, I want you to click here if you want an evaluation. And so you'd build that email the same way you would build it really in any of those email builders out there. And then you can put little timers in like, hey, wait 13 days and send the next one out. And the magic to me is you can set it up to where if they sign up for the demo or sign up for the appointment, you can tell it to stop sending more emails. So that's something that I've had experience with myself where, hey, I bought something and I'm still getting emails telling me to buy it. I'm like, hey, come on, man, what's up with that? So I personally really like the smart pieces of the software out there that help you to be smart with your customers, because personalization as we know it is like mail merge and Dear Jordan and stuff like that. But I kind of think that the personalization that's really interesting in today's world is the behavioral based personalization. Hey, how do you like your demo? Hey, I see you watched that video. Like, that's personal because you're being really relevant and talking about like what they did and stuff. So I like that piece of the software. It doesn't need to be complicated. It can be really simple. Hey, You made an appointment, how was the appointment? You know, that kind of thing. Hey, you clicked on the video, what was your favorite part in it? Mine was 5 minutes in when she said X, you know, that kind of thing. I like that stuff. Anyway, what else? Oh, I think just show you guys one other little thing on the dashboard, and then we can just continue with Q&A, because I really want you guys to be able to walk out of here with a thing or two that you can apply in your business. So we will dig back into that. So here we can see how many people downloaded trials, look at that lead scoring, Jordan, like you talked about. So you can kind of go in. I think I've got a little widget built. So I built all these little reports. Some of them I built for you guys today to just kind of see. For example, if you were having an event at your store or something like that, or going to a trade show, we did a little like, hey, click here if you're going to come to our party on Saturday. Oh, hey, these 9 people are coming to our party Saturday. Awesome. You know, now I could tell the salespeople, hey, if there's anybody in your territory, call them up. These guys are coming and stuff. So all those little bits and pieces to me are what makes the magic of combining, Jeff, like you said, the CRM with the marketing automation together. And when I first found out about marketing automation in a big way, I was actually using Salesforce and Manticore, a different product altogether. And but I found out about Infusionsoft from someone who is a local person who has his own business, and he's like, it's the cheapest employee I ever had, you know, for, in his case, he's got it pretty well set up, so he's paying a couple $100s a month. But he's like, I never miss a payment. My membership site is always fine. If I do miss a payment, I get an email telling me. If someone needs info, they watch the video, I can see it. He's like, I can't afford to have someone sitting there doing that in the office, but I can pay a couple $100s a month, and I never miss the chance to work with someone who's interested and see who's interested here in Nevada County. And I was like, that is so right on. Like, he totally nailed it. So I love that part. So Janet, you were asking other ways to get people to opt in. This is like a little, I think this was a tweet that we did, but it could be find out what to do when your special needs child gets lost on a field trip. I'm going to click on that link, right? You know, and then take them right to the opt-in. So once you have some automation set up, you can start using it all over the place, everywhere you talk to people, in your own email signature, that kind of thing. I don't know if Entrepreneur does this, but some magazines you can buy an e-blast, right?
Oh, really?
So you pay, and I do this all the time. So you just create the HTML and whatever, create the email however you want to, and you pay some money to that magazine. So, and here's the tricky and important part, it's got to have an offer in it. Because what we're trying to do is get their names from their magazine into your database. So you do that a lot. And so make a really awesome offer like, hey, here's the first chapter of my book, or hey, here's this checklist that everybody wants, or whatever the thing is. Here's a free video series. Asking for a meeting or consult's usually too much of an ask on a cold thing like that, but something where you're really giving value, so back to that. And you pay your $1,000, $2,000 or whatever to that magazine and send that email out and click here if you want that. And that's a way to do cold emailing and still be okay about it. That's one way to do it. You could do like partnership JV stuff too, like if you know, like make friends with somebody in your business who's not competing with you, but maybe they offer a complimentary service and you guys help each other out. That's a cool way to do it.
You can also do, like with magazines or other sort of media publishers, they're oftentimes now they're doing kind of like sponsored content packages where you get to write a blog post, something that appears on the website that is not salesy. It's more like thought leadership oriented. And then they may also throw in an email.
Sure.
As part of that. I personally
Totally
never
true.
found those effective, but it sounds like maybe you.
Sponsored content or the e-blasts?
The e-blasts.
The e-blasts are only effective if there's a really cool opt-in offer. So I work with some people who are like, I just want to send out a product announcement. And I'm like, Don't spend $2,000 and do that. I will cry. So at least if we're going to send out a product announcement, make sure they can click through to get the application diagram on how to install it, or like something, just like anything. And so to me, that's where I've seen the downfall of those. If there's an offer, I've had people get, like, really small company get like 100 people opt in, and the cost per lead's like $20. And if you think about, like, what's your cost per lead? If you guys think about that at all, I don't know.
We do sponsor content at the union, and we boost it to a targeted audience.
Oh, really?
So, and it's $3.75.
Sponsored content at the union is $3.75. Nice. And you can do sponsored content. Eric and I talked about this the other day on LinkedIn, to where you would go out, write an article, and then pick, I want CEOs at small businesses with this dollar amount, and just hit them up.
We'll
Yeah.
write it for you too.
Yeah, so we put out an event once a year for business-to-business media executives. And so it's like $1,500 to come. And I'm trying to figure out a way to have steps in between.
Mm-hmm.
To try to, build it up over the year.
Right.
So that, when we get there, we have a core. This is our 4th year doing it, so we have a core of people who like to come.
Got
We're
it.
trying to grow it, and so I'm trying to figure out ways to take the steps.
So you've got an event once a year, and it costs $1,500 to go to it, and you're trying to figure out how to build excitement, build membership, build engagement throughout the year. Okay. And so what kind of topic is your event on, or what value do you deliver there?
It's for magazine publishers who also publish digital webs.
Oh,
events
yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
And, we've been in the industry for 30 years.
Yeah.
So, we know these people. And we have a core of about 60 executives who
Nice.
for 3 years, but we're trying to grow that to like 100, 120.
Got it.
So we're trying to figure out a way to build the excitement.
Okay.
Once.
2 ideas just popped to mind, and you guys might have some other thoughts about this. One is, and if you aren't doing this already, hey, I can't make it to the event, but I'd happily pay a few $100s to see the top video. And people will pay for that all the time because they can't make it, right? And then it's very popular in the digital marketing space are masterminds. And so maybe you have people who will pay a pretty big fee to meet once a month or something like that with, whoever your top facilitator is. That'd be really cool. So you could take your core group and kind of make a higher echelon, and then you'd take your content, and people could come in as a more entry level, and you could have a special on that, partway through the year. Those are just 2 ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do both of those.
Oh, you do them already. Perfect.
We get growth councils throughout the year, and we are thinking about some. We haven't done it yet, but we're thinking about it.
I would think selling the video of your top, even if you just sell, hey, for the top 3, the most popular presentations this year, and if you buy early, it's a discount kind of a deal,
Yeah.
like who's an influencer in the industry, and give them 50% of the registration fee, like give them some money to do it. And like if people sign up on their list in this 48 hours, boom, they get a bunch of money, you get a bunch of registration. So one thing you can do, as long as your privacy policy allows it and you're clear about it, you can take that, upload it into Facebook, send content out to a lookalike audience. Right, so Facebook will take that data and go, hey, let's find other people just like them. And put the Facebook pixel on your website, so everybody who goes to your website, now you start building that audience. So that's one really, really good way to do it.
The pixel, what's the pixel?
It's a tracking code that Facebook has, and you put that tracking code on your site. LinkedIn has a similar thing like that, and that's a way to tie that social media in. Start referral stuff. If you maybe have done that already, but if those are the people who are working with you, referral. And Facebook will let you track by people who are visiting Nevada County. You can run an ad on a weekend. Hey, we have an open house special to people visiting town. Those kinds of things you could potentially do. Can I tell you, so my husband has a little meditation group here in town. And he's like, I've been going around putting posters up in town. I go, dude, let me help you. we've been married 100 years and I didn't know this was a problem for you. Let me fix that for you. And sure enough, so we do like the Facebook ad and we ran it and targeting, and he had like 3 people come to the talk. Well, this is a little town and 3 more people and a talk that's going to have 10 or 12 people at it anyways. That was awesome. He was stoked. So I showed him how to do it, and he's all in there now doing the targeting. Yeah, so do retirees look at posters more than Facebook?
That's true.
I don't know. I don't know. And a lot of the places to put posters, at least in Nevada City, are gone. So Java John's doesn't have them up anymore. They don't have those poster boards up in town like they used to. Are you doing KVMR, the free announcement? Yeah. Are you asking people how they found out about you when they show up? Have you seen a trend? A couple people asked about software. I'll put the price up here if you're interested. It's I have a little kit of a do-it-yourself thing that's normally $500, but I just want to do something nice for my local people, and I'll just do it for the price of the software, which is $69 for the first month. Actually, it's for 3 months, and throw in the 75-minute call and my book that's on Amazon and training videos for free. So if anybody's interested, we do that through today, but it's only if it's helpful to you, because really that's what I'm all about, if it's helpful.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming in on your lunch.